Hello everybody, welcome back to the Movie Cave. Now, I hope that you guys are ready for today's video. What are we doing today? Well, we have part number 3 of Star Wars Battlefront 3, the concept. If you haven't watched part 1, part 2, go watch them before you watch this video. It will make a lot more sense. I will leave a link to part 1, part 2 in the description down below, so go check that out. For part 3, we will be talking about the game modes, all the game modes that would be in the game at launch. So, with that said, let's get straight in to the video. Alright, part 3, game modes at launch. Well, first off, I'd put Private Match, because Private Match, it's an amazing feature for every game, so Private Match immediately goes in. But then I'd put Galactic Assault. Now, I wasn't that big of a fan, but I know it was extremely popular, so we put it in the game. However, the only difference I would make is, well, I would want this for every game mode that you earn points to be a hero. Whenever you get 4,000 points, a menu would pop up of heroes left to use, and then you can click on the hero you want to use and you will spawn in as them. So it would be somewhat reminiscent of how it worked in the original 2005 Battlefront 2. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I would add Supremacy, Heroes vs. Villains, and Co-op. Now, Supremacy and Co-op would both have every era and every faction, but Heroes vs. Villains would have a menu where you could choose which version of Heroes vs. Villains you would want to play. Between the modern version, so basically how it already is in Battlefront 2, then there would be a target-based version, like how it was at the start of Battlefront 2 in 2017, but then there would also be a classic version, which is basically how it was in the Battlefront 2 from 2005. And yes, multiple players of the same character would also be back for that. Now, obviously, I would put a campaign in the game. I'll let you guys decide which one you would want, or even all of them you might want. But I thought maybe a campaign. Now, for the campaign, I'm not going to go into depth and describe, you know, in this mission you do this, in this mission you do that. I'm not doing that. I'm basically just gonna give you guys a perspective of what would be going on. So, we could do a campaign of Luke Skywalker after Return of the Jedi, trying to find Force-sensitive children. Or we could go with Boba Fett after Return of the Jedi, how he escapes the Sarlacc pit. Or even Asajj Ventress during Order 66. Those are 3 campaign ideas that immediately came to mind, so you guys can decide down below. I'd love to hear what you guys think. The hunts would come back. Emphasis on hunts, plural, because we would get not only Ewok Hunt, but also Wampa Hunt, Jawa Hunt, with, you know, Jawas versus Tusken Raiders, the Gungan Hunt, Geonosian Hunt, Trandoshan Hunt. Now that would be new. The Trandoshan Hunt would be like the Clone Wars episodes. That would be like the Clone Wars episodes where you're in the jungle and you're trying to escape while the Trandoshans are shooting at you. You're just running around a jungle trying to escape or something. I don't know. It could be something among those lines. It could be really cool. But the main one... Now listen, hear me out. This does sound messed up, but it would be hilariously awesome. Is it messed up? Yes. What it is Youngling Hunt. Basically, it's younglings trying to survive Anakin. You're in... You're younglings trying to either defeat Anakin or just escape from him, while Anakin just tries to hunt you down. And when I say Anakin, it would be Darth Vader, but it would look like Anakin. We'll talk about that in further on episodes. Either way. So, yes. I think that would be hilarious. Is it messed up? Yes, very much. but it would still be really funny and awesome, so I'd put it in the game. Strike, Blast, and Jetpack Cargo would come back. If people would want Extraction back, okay, like I'm fine with that, but I wouldn't put it in, at least at launch, because I would bring back Capture the Flag. Because besides Heroes vs. Villains, Capture the Flag was my favorite game mode in the original Battlefront 2. I loved Capture the Flag, and I want it back. If you don't like playing online, there would be offline game modes like arcade, battle scenarios, and instant action. So even if you are offline, you can still play every single game mode, like Heroes vs. Villains, Galactic Assault, Hunts, and more. Instant action isn't only gonna have what it's like in co-op and Supremacy. That's not what we're doing. Instant action has every single game mode in Battlefront 3, but for offline players. Obviously, how do you have a complete Star Wars game without flying in a starfighter? So you have Starfighter Assault, but bigger and better. Hero ships work the same as heroes on the ground, as in the point system that we talked about. Now, the graphics and feel would be like Rogue Squadrons. I've never played it, but from what I've heard, if you like flying in Star Wars games, Rogue Squadron is like the ideal game for you. You can also fly your ship into enemy cruisers and try to sabotage their ship like in the original Battlefront 2. Also, I want to point out Galactic Assault and other game modes would have ships and vehicles already on the ground that you could get in at any time. However, heroes would have to only go in their ships. So, for an example, Han Solo can only go in the Millennium Falcon, not a normal X-Wing, and normal troopers can't fly in hero ships. The heroes fly in their own special hero ship, and the normal troopers fly in normal X-Wings or TIE Fighters, or so on. Now, another game mode returning would be Galactic Conquest from the original Battlefront 2. Just like Galactic Assault, I'm not the biggest fan, but it was popular, so we bring it back. The next mode would be what I would call the Skywalker Saga. So what it would be like is you would play through the movies and the show's biggest battles, or memorable moments, from The Phantom Menace when Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan are on the trade cruiser, all the way through the movies to Rey and Ben Solo versus Palpatine in The Rise of Skywalker. There would be cutscenes that would be playing off of what happens in movies as you play through it, kind of like the 2K showcase for WWE 2K19 about Daniel Bryan. There would be objectives of stuff to complete to beat that mission. I think it could be really cool. Then we would have another new game mode called Capture and Destroy. The best way I can explain it is if you have played GTA 5 and done the Diamond Casino heist, it would kind of be like that. There are 3 different approaches. Silent and sneaky is number 1, under disguise is number 2, and aggressive is number 3. Basically, you and an army of soldiers break into enemy territory and capture either an ally, plans, or multiple things. Once you capture the target, you can either escape or sabotage the enemy base to destruct before escaping. The last game mode I would add, I call it Fantasy Mode. Now, I was on the toilet when I thought of the idea. So it's similar to Galactic Conquest, but here's the thing. You pick anything. It's all about capturing every planet in the galaxy and extinguishing the enemy. But the reason for fantasy is because, say you pick the light side. You make the light side's base Takodana. You then pick the main hero that you have at the start to be Luke Skywalker. The troops that you pick to fight alongside you are clone troopers. And the main big reinforcements are Ewoks and Ovisian gunners. You mix and match. The more planets you defend and capture, you get points to unlock other heroes, reinforcements, vehicles, ships, and more to accompany you in battle. However, for ally heroes accompanying you into the battlefront, if they get defeated, they leave that battle. They don't respawn. Ally heroes, they get one revive that you have to go and revive them. But if they die again, they're gone. They can accompany you again, but not for that same mission. Now, if you restart, that's another story. If you even exit out and go to start that mission again, they will accompany you. But for the rest of that match, there's no allies of heroes with you. You choose how you would like to approach each battle, who will accompany you into the battlefront. Also, once you have captured planets, there will be moments you have to decide, do you go and try to capture another planet, or do you defend a planet that you already have captured from the enemy's attack? You, as a player, will receive 2 revives. If you get knocked down 3 times, the planet is lost. You can only be revived twice. If you go down a 3rd time, it's over. The planet is lost. Approaches again can be silent and sneaky, under disguise and aggressive. Sometimes you might want to go to an enemy planet, not to take over, but to capture intel on the planet. That will make it easier to take control. Now, here's the thing. Once you've captured every planet, then you will be able to attack and try to capture the enemy's base. If you capture the enemy's base before the enemy can capture your base, you win fantasy mode, and you can replay it again, and so forth. Now, I know some people might be mad, but yes, fantasy mode would be solely solo play, not online with others. In a private match, I think it's possible, but online against other people around the world, I don't see a way that it could be possible. So in further videos, if you guys would like me to further on explain these game modes, let me know in the comments down below. So guys, that was the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. Please go subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. Make sure that you hit that bell notification so you always know when I post. Be sure that you comment down below what you want to see next, and also share this video with everybody that you know, because that would be great. Guys, I want to take a second to thank all of you so much for how much feedback I've gotten since doing the Battlefront 3 concept videos. I realized that when I thought of the idea, it would be a kind of popular topic, but I never thought that it would be as popular as it's getting right now. So I want to officially thank you so much for watching the videos, for commenting. I always love seeing your comments, whether some of them are rude and others are really nice and supportive. I love to read all of them, and thank you for all the likes that you've given to these videos. I really do appreciate it. With that said, guys, make sure that you stay tuned for the next video. You're not going to want to miss it. I love you all. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.